I just got through listening to one of my favorite chapters in all of Lord of the Rings called The Bridge of Khazad-dûm. The chapter was a lot shorter than I remember it, and that must be because it's one of the most eventful chapters in all of Lord of the Rings so far, especially the most action-packed chapter because the Fellowship get into this huge fight with all these orcs. It's set up so well. So they're all in this room where they discover the tomb of Balin, who was the leader of these dwarves that came to liberate and reclaim Moria from the orcs. Turns out he's dead, and they find a book that shows them that, oh, actually everybody's dead. All of the dwarves are dead and gone. They died probably a few decades ago now. So they're reading this tome about, like, oh, we came into Moria and this is what was going on, and then it gets more and more despairing and sinister, and then suddenly it's just like, we're doomed, we're all gonna die. And then Gandalf's like, well, that's a fun bedtime story. And then they hear drums in the deep, and they're like, oh, okay, now we're gonna get the same fate that these dwarves got. So it's a really cool way of setting this all up. And then, this huge chase, this huge action scene with all this fighting to get a chance to break away and flee. And even Sam is getting in on the action. He manages to kill an orc. So holy crap, Sam is an absolute tank. And even Frodo, who again is much braver and bolder in the books than he is in the movies, gets in a good stab against, I think, a troll, because there's this huge troll foot that comes in the door, and the men's swords can't pierce the thick hide or whatever, but Frodo's little elf dagger can do the job, so that's really cool. He gets stabbed himself, but his mithril vest protects him. So it's just really intense compared to what we've gotten. One of the shortest chapters since, like, back in the Shire, so it's briskly paced as well. It doesn't even feel like Tolkien in the way that it's paced. And then, of course, the Balrog comes up and Gandalf is lost. And it's like, what are we gonna do? Gandalf is the one who was guiding them. He had all this magic. We saw him unleashing all of this incredible power in the last couple of chapters, especially against the Balrog. So it leaves it with this big, like, huge question and cliffhanger of like, what the fuck do we do now? We lost Gandalf, man! And the other thing is, because I've read the Silmarillion since last time, I totally understood all of Gandalf's dialogue against the Balrog, where he's like, you're the Flame of Odin, which means he's from the pits of Utumno, led by Melkor or Morgoth. Gandalf mentioned the Ring of Fire that he was given by Círdan, and his origins from the Ainur, all this stuff. So it's a really cool chapter. It's going to be a while before I get a chapter I like that much, but yeah, follow me as I can